Hello, Paul Valencia here from the Columbian Sports. Anybody who knows me knows this is my favorite time of the year. It's football season 2014, but I have to start with the end of 2013. I still have not deleted that championship game off of my DVR. I know it was a heartbreaking loss for Camas, but it was an incredible finish to a football season, a football game. And of course, Chiawana beat Camas for the state title game, and to start 2014, those two teams play each other in week 1. But also last year, if you recall, we had Columbia River and Skyview, a game going national with the crazy play at the end of that game. So heading into 2014, we wanted to get a look at some of the top returning players at different positions too, kind of one representing each team in the 4A and 3A GSHL. So we've been doing that the past 2 weeks, writing stories on all these great players. Preston Jones of Mountain View is the only returning running back in Clark County to rush for more than 1,000 yards. By the way, Mountain View moving up to 4A from 3A, so it's kind of a big deal for them. They've made the playoffs the last 4 years. Can they do it at the 4A level? We'll see. Zach Schaumler of Skyview. This athlete refused to give up on his dream of becoming a starting varsity quarterback, so he came to Skyview his junior year, earned the job, and he was second team all-league in his first year as a varsity quarterback. Now he's back. Skyview is looking for a league title. They think they have the talent to do that. Alex Walker of Camas. This guy didn't start a game on defense last year for the great Camas Papermakers. Still, he was so good off the bench, he was voted second team all-league. This year, look for him to dominate on the offensive line as well. By the way, Camas, they're still good. They might have lost a lot of starters to graduation, but this is the Papermakers. They're still very, very good. Zach Monzone of Heritage, their offensive lineman. He acknowledged to me that as a sophomore, he was a little bit lazy in football, and he had to readjust his attitude. He said, I was doing football just because back then. Now he's doing it to get somewhere. This guy could play college football somewhere. Heritage, by the way, has a new coach. Chuck Hawthorne has taken over the program. They've got high expectations too. Not a lot of is expected of them. They've struggled the last couple of years, but there's a new discipline at Heritage. Andrew Johnson, offensive lineman at Battleground. This is what he told me. I'm going to beat that guy across from me, and I'm not going to let him get to my guys. That's the great attitude of an offensive lineman right there. Battleground, the team, has to get over the hump. That's what they want to do. They want to get over the obstacle. They're good, but they have not got that signature win, a win over, say, Union, Skyview, or Camas. They haven't done that. That's what they're hoping for this year. Evergreen, Ray Green, a defensive back, all-league DB last year. Probably won't see much defense this year. It's more of he wants to be a running back, and the team is all about no ego. So Ray Green doesn't need to play both ways. He wants to just play running back. He'll play defensive back when he can, but it's all about the depth at Evergreen. They have it this year. As far as Evergreen's team, is this a breakthrough year for them? They've got a lot of talent returning, and they've got some new talent, new faces that have moved into town. Over at Union, Tate Nelson, all-league as a linebacker last year and an offensive lineman. He's moving to defensive line this year. He's been starting both ways since his sophomore year at Union. And what's kind of sad about this is it's the end of the Nelson brothers at Union. Ever since Union started, there's been a Nelson brother on the varsity football team. His two older brothers made it to the Tacoma Dome. That's where Tate Nelson wants to go this year. As far as Union goes, the Titans expect to be one of the best teams in the state, not just in Southwest Washington. As far as Union's team goals are, this is a team that is built for a long November playoff run, maybe even get to December to that championship game. Now to the 3A GSHL. Nathan Hawthorne was all-league as a defensive back and wide receiver last year for the Columbia River Chieftains. 5'9", 180 pounds, but he plays huge in everything he does. He was even the basketball player of the year at 5'9". Nathan Hawthorne cannot control his height, but he can control attitude, commitment, and effort. At Columbia River, that's called the ACE. As far as the Chieftains are concerned, they are huge favorites in a 4-team league. We won't know exactly how good they are really until November and the playoffs. At Fort Vancouver, Jacob Brugman was all-league tight end last year. But how can a serious back injury be a good thing? Well, he thinks it was. He actually had to step away from sports for a little bit as he recovered this spring and summer. He's a 3-sport athlete who never took a break. This break has helped him, he said, to recharge mentally, and he also learned a lot about the game by watching others at practice. He's healthy now, and he's ready to go. At Fort Vancouver, new coach Cal Zuber, well, he's not that new. He coached the Trappers years ago. But anyway, there's a lot of new optimism at Fort Vancouver. At Prairie, Justin Pena was an all-league linebacker last year. He's always in pursuit of perfection, on the field, in the classroom. His coach says it's 100 miles an hour at everything he does. He wants to be perfect in everything. So, with a guy like that leading the team, you can better believe there's high expectations at Prairie. Young team, patience, but the Falcons believe they can be one of the top 2 teams in the 3A GSHL and make the playoffs. All of these stories and more can be found at 360preps.com.